Hey boys and girls, today I'm going to show you how you're going to create a value scale using tints and shades. The first thing you're going to want to do is draw a huge rectangle across your paper and divide it into about 5 or 6 sections, just like this. Then the first value scale that you'll experiment with will be your chalk pastels. You're going to make sure that in your set you have white, black, and whichever color you choose. I'm going to choose blue. And this will be my hue, H-U-E, which is another word for color. And you start in the center, as close to the center as you can get, and that one will just be solid blue. I'm going to work on the tints now, which is when the color gets lighter because you add white. Notice how I only put a little bit less in each one, and in this last one I'm going to add a lot of white. So the further away from the hue it goes, the lighter it will become. Now I get to start using my finger, or if you don't want to use your finger, a paper towel, to blend these colors together. I want you to notice how as it gets further out to the edge of the paper, it becomes more light. The last part that you'll do on every value scale is the shade, which is when you add black to a color or make it darker. This one I'm going to add a little, and the one further out I'll add a little more black. Use my finger to smudge. And the goal here is to have this most outside one be a little bit darker. I notice I didn't put quite enough blue, so I'm just going to add a little bit more until I get the effect that I want. One thing that I want you to remember is now there's black chalk pastel on my hand. Don't go back to your tints, because what will happen is it will make your tints, which have that nice, beautiful, bright white, nice, and it'll make them muddy. I'm going to use crayon for this next one. I start kind of towards the center. And for this crayon one, I'm just going to use a single crayon. I'm actually not going to add white and black. I'm going to use the amount of pressure to make my value scale. So it's actually the white of the paper peeking through, that's your white. Apply less pressure. And for this last one, the least amount of pressure I can muster. And that's it. You can feel free to experiment with a bunch more materials that are on the slat wall and all the wire baskets. I'll show you how you can find those materials and how you'll manage them. Have fun.